UMLA jong ka Milliam constituency ubaroni lingdo ha ka jingatai ha ka dorbar mang tengka mentakasngi ka shipho tarik ulaber ulapan paw ya ka jing e jong kinong shong bat ki pat ba jong ka than opurshulong ki badai banya na shilyang ka surok fulien ka badang shna menta ubaroni ula karpat ya ka sarkar ban shnano da ka jingki nya kijat na jong ka surok la ajing mudru ya ka sarkar ban bu no da ki boskul Hakathan Milliam Banyarap Ban Penduna ya kajing Thengkali but Ban Pendunaru ya kajing Lut Jongki Kimikpa.
Also like to participate in the budget discussion. And sir, I'll just make a few submissions. If you look at the budget speech of the Honorable Chief Minister, 30,000 crore, almost 2/3 goes towards revenue expenditure and only about 1/3 towards capital expenditure. And if you look at the tax collections, tax and non-tax revenue, I think about 2/3 comes from GST and excise. So about 1/3 comes from sales and trade. So sir, I think looking at the aspiration, expectations of the people as deliberated by the honorable MLAs, I think, sir, this capital expenditure will not be able to meet even one-fourth of what the MLAs have projected, sir. So just a few submissions. If the tax revenue can be collected, can be increased, then perhaps we can meet the expectations and aspirations of the people. Sir, and then at the end, I could see the Honorable Chief Minister ended with the speech. It's people-centric, rather citizen-centric budget. Yes, I really appreciate that, sir, and then I really appreciated when he said every intervention we make here is, aimed towards employment. Yes, sir, that's a huge problem, expressed by most of the members and expectations, aspirations of our youth. Sir, as the Chief Minister himself has projected, 80,000 youth comes into the market, rather the employment market every year. So, sir, there's a huge challenge for the state government, huge challenge for us. And then, of course, sir, we are here as a constructive opposition. Yes, we are here. Of course, some of the things that was said may not be too palatable, but then we are here to ensure that we meet the expectations and aspirations of the people. So, sir, there are a few submissions I'd like to make. For example, now we've been talking about congestion in Shillong City. So, for example, I'm just giving an example, and maybe all the neighboring constituencies also will have similar type of problems, where we have many secondary and higher secondary schools, but not enough colleges. So, ultimately, sir, all these students who pass out from all these schools are joining Shillong City, come to Shillong City seeking admission. So if the government set up more colleges, of all the streams in the neighboring, constituencies close to Shillong, that will go a long way in easing the congestion that is presently being discussed, being deliberated, and of course being faced by the people day in and day out, sir. So, for example, I'm giving about Milliam, sir. We have not less than 25 higher and secondary schools. So I think hundreds of students, when they pass out from there, come to Shillong City to seek admission. Now, if more colleges are set up in these adjoining, suburban areas of the state, of the state, it will go a long way in solving this congestion problem, which we are trying to find out ways and means. Even the court has intervened that, pressing upon the government to, find solutions to this congestion problem. So these some of the suggestions we are giving, sir. And then, of course, forest and climate change, which I cannot deliberate. Now we've been seeing the impact of climate change. So, sir, I think this is one area where I think the government, of course, the Chief Minister has highlighted that, the interventions that are being done. So otherwise, because it's impacting agriculture, and then we'll have a social problem, social uprising, because now, for example, in Milliam, a lot of people suffered huge loss because of the climate change and the unpredictable rain pattern, where it has affected the crop cultivation, and most of the people depending on agriculture for their livelihood have really suffered immensely during this last few years because of the climate change. So this is one area, sir, I think I would like to impress upon the government, especially the Chief Minister, to, give due importance to all this. And then, sir, regarding the roads, yes, I would really appreciate the government, I would really appreciate the Deputy Chief Minister in charge roads and NHIDCL and any other agencies for, constructing this four-laning or this Shillong-Dawki road. But in the process of all this development, some hardships have developed. For example, there are few villages where it is difficult for the pedestrians, for the citizens to cross over to the other side of the village. So I request if, the government can look into some of these locations, for example, 4th mile, 5th mile, if you can have foot bridges, over bridges, this will solve, because once we have this full laning, then the vehicles will be traveling at a very high speed and will not be possible for, the pedestrians, the students, the people who have to cross over to the other side of the road unless there is a foot over bridge. So this I would impress upon the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister to look into this seriously, so that while we're giving them, this, good road, so that they can commute to and fro faster, but at the same time also we have to look at these small problems that have cropped up, so that in the process of bringing the development, we do not put people in their hardship. So, STEM buses, yes, as deliberated by the Honourable Member from Nong Tamai, has solved a long way in easing the congestion. I would request the Chief Minister if few STEM buses can be also given to the people of Upper Shillong and Malim, and this will also not only ease the congestion, ease the financial problem, financial hardship that the parents have to face while trying to ensure that the children reach their place of study.